Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome back to Crafters TV for a sensational Saturday. Yes, the weekend is here and I hope you're having a brilliant Saturday, whatever you are up to. We're having a great time here. We're looking forward to the Craft House show a little bit later on, 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern. We are in the Craft House with some animal antics. You can get ahead and see all the products for that show, which is coming up later. Right here, we are having a masterclass all about embossing folders. So these shows all about kind of showing you lots of different hints, tips and techniques when it comes to potentially a certain range or indeed here like a certain product. And if you're getting a little bit stuck with embossing folders, running out of ideas with your embossing folders, maybe you want to pick up some new embossing folders, or maybe you've never used an embossing folder before in your life, hopefully this show will help you wherever you are in your crafting journey. And it's a brilliant show to get in touch with as well. Obviously, we will be imparting the knowledge, but you can ask the questions as well. So if you are a little bit stuck, if you don't know anything about embossing folders, or just you have a general question about one of the ranges we've got on the show, ask it on Facebook or indeed on YouTube, and we will get that question answered. One thing to talk about, of course, as well, you may or may not know, is our Taste of the Next Level event. So basically, across the course of this weekend up until midnight on Sunday, you'll step up a level within Club Inspire. So this is brilliant. So for example, if you are currently a bronze member receiving 5% off each and every item that you buy, you'll move up to silver for the weekend and get 10. Silvers move up to gold, so 10 becomes 15. Gold members get the platinum discount for the weekend. And yes, confirmed that if you are a platinum member, you're going to get an extra 5% off this weekend, so 25% off your orders. Just to bear in mind, if you are a platinum member, because it does get a little bit confusing, the price you see at the bottom of the screen is the platinum price, but that's for the gold members this weekend. Platinum members get an extra 5% off the price that you're seeing on the screen. But it's a great little event. If you're not a Club Inspire member as well, it's a great weekend to join up because you will get 25% off your first order if you do sign up Easy to do. You look for this logo on the website, you sign up with your email address, your name, create a password, you're in. And yeah, scrub that, not 20% off your first order, 25%. Get rid of that, George. 25% off your first order, but only up until midnight on Sunday. We'll do a few of those in just a few moments' time, but let us say hello to the most important person, the lady leading the masterclass, always masterful. It is the one and only McGiggles, the fish, Debbie Fisher.
You have such the most amazing intros, Benjamin.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
They're all written, rehearsed.
Very theatrical.
Very
That's where it comes
yes,
from. Yes,
darling.
Hello, everyone, and afternoon. So, yeah, we're going to be having some really lots of fun, just really loads of fun throughout. Just embossing, showing different techniques, some hopefully new things that you've not seen before. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Few of those coming in, then we'll have a look at some finished cards with Debbie. We got, I think it's Caitlin with us on the socials. Aloha says Corinne from Maui. Oh, Maui. Lorna's in saying, hi Ben, Debbie, crew, social superstar, and all my crafty friends. And hello to Sarah Brown, who says, hello my crafty friends, Debbie and Ben, and all the Crafting TV family. Sending hugs to you all from Melbourne, Australia. It's just gone midnight, so I'm now into Sunday watching from bed. I might need another lullaby from Ben. Lol. I sang her a lullaby the other day.
Oh, did you?
Well, she said she couldn't sleep. Could Ben sing a lullaby? So I did.
Oh, that's very nice. What lullaby did you, Edelweiss?
Edelweiss. No, well, you know, I made up some words, but you know the lullaby, the so I made up some words to that, but maybe. If you can't sleep, Sarah, let me know. Hi to Eileen. Hi to Ellen Morgan. Hi to Alana from London. Alicia from Arkansas. And Shaddai says, good morning, Lord Ben and Miss Giggles. How y'all doing? We is good. Hi also to Tess from Wisconsin, who says, the frost is glistening on the grass. Should we have a look at some of your finished cards? Oh no, sorry, I thought you had some in front of you. Don't worry.
Oh, no, I've got some of the cut and emboss folders. Yes.
Good. Good. I'll show you the embossing starter kit that we've got then, which was very popular earlier on Play Your Crafts, right? This is a great kit to go for, well, as you can see, if you're a starter, if you're brand new to embossing, you know, or indeed actually, if you just want to pick up a great deal, because you've got three fantastic 3D embossing folders within this collection. You've got the Grand Oak, which comes from your Country Lane Sorrow signature. You've got that beautiful Parasol 3D embossing folder from the Garden Party. And then from the Sharon Callis collection, your garden florals, you've also got that beautiful Divine Blooms. Within the set, we're also going to give you 3 lots of our Centura Pearl. So you've got cherry, you've got lilac and copper, so 30 sheets in total. Plus, you've got a pot of our Empire Gold gilding wax. So lots of different goodies there that you can use in conjunction to get the very best out of your embossing folders. I don't have the Parasol to be able to show you up close and personal, but I can show you the 2 embossing folders that you'll get on top of that. So that one is your Divine Blooms 3D embossing folder. And as you'll see again, these are so brilliant just for creating quick, super easy cards that look the absolute business, just adding a bit of colour, adding a sentiment, adding a bit of an embellishment, and away you go. This is the Grand Oak from the Country Lane collection, and you did a demo on that earlier on, didn't you, actually?
I'm going to do another one with it, a really exciting demo, so I can't wait to get to that one.
Oh, was that the other exciting demo that you were going to... Yes, oh, yes. I know now. £24 or $32 for that full collection. But we are going to have a look at the cut and emboss folders. So again, all of this will be explained through the show, but you know, I suppose it's fairly self-explanatory, really. With these, obviously these are going to create an emboss for you, but as you can see on the folder here, you're looking at the little die cut elements, so they also create a die cut for you as well. So in terms of this one here, which is the Butterfly Delight, you get the beautiful emboss of the foliage in the background, and then very cleverly, the folder will also cut you and of course emboss you the beautiful detail of the butterfly wings, which you can just pop up out of your cardstock. These are Slimline as well, so I know a lot of people like to make those Slimline cards, very popular particularly with our US friends. 3 3/4 by 8.5 inches these, and they're really super cute. So you've got flowers in there, again, with the emboss in the back, and you can lift those petals up as well to create some really, really cool designs. This one is the spring bloom, same again, but you've got more sort of spots and dots in the background of this one and a different floral. And then these three are absolutely brilliant. So the interlocking circles, entwined hearts, and your interlocking squares I'm about to show you. So cool, actually, and great particularly if you like to do things like your shaker cards. So you've got your circles, you've got the beautiful hearts there as well, and I think possibly one of my favourite embossing or cut and emboss folders is this one, because it's got like a bit, I think this has got a real sort of, yes, a real retro feel to it, because it could be so many different things, but if you flip it round that way, you've got like a ghetto blaster, haven't you? Yeah, but if you go round that way, Danny Fine is alive!
Oh, see, I thought it looked like Wally.
Oh, Wally.
Yeah, Wally.
Oh, yeah. Or it could be like a, it could be also like a games controller. Like
it does look a bit like a gaming thing, like almost like Pac-Man or Space
Yeah.
Invaders, that sort of thing, doesn't it, as well? Yeah, it's a great one.
It's very cool. And of course, with cut and emboss folders, you've got even more craftability. £35.20 for that full collection. So this should be £90, $101.70, $35.20 or $40 if you're a gold member. Platinum price, of course, you get 25% off this. So that is incredible today that's coming down even further for you. It's actually, I can work it out, that's £33 if you are a platinum member. And it is, oh, come on, Ben, very quickly, you can do that. That's easy. $37.50 if you're platinum this weekend only. Shall we have a look at this cards with Debbie? What you got?
Yeah, definitely. We'll show a few samples and then get straight into a demo and start the demo progress throughout the show. Yeah, this is that one you love, Ben, which is absolutely great. It looks amazing. That's what Ben was talking about, making a shaker element out of it, which looks really great. I love that you can just use your ink pads and just create different effects. And again, having those wings that fly up look absolutely beautiful. Creating this one with some vellum on the top, I think that's a really beautiful effect.
Yeah.
To cut it twice and then have an overlay of vellum, which looks really pretty. What about making one into a
oh, that is
I know, a photo
cute.
Card. How gorgeous is that?
That's really clever.
Yeah, really clever. So beautiful designs, or just putting some pretty papers behind it looks really amazing. The simplicity of these, I think, is what makes them very special. You can cut them directly into a card. That is cut into an actual, just a black piece of card, and then gilding wax placed on top of that, just to highlight those cutting elements. But what about using them in a different way? You don't have to use them long ways. They can be used as that portrait tenfold, and another one with that sort of Tetris, I keep wanting to call it, but done in a different way as well. So really beautiful designs and super easy to do. Now the nice thing about them is you can use them straight onto your card, a blank card blank. You just put that over the front of your card, and then fold it back, and you've got an instant card, which is really pretty. Now what I'm going to use, I'm just going to use some of our pearlized cardstock. Now with your folders, you know when I often say which way to use it, you don't need to worry about that. You're always going to use it with your die cutting into your card. So we're going to place our card right into there. I think these are so clever, Ben. They never cease to amaze me that you can get that level of detail of cutting but also embossing at the same time. I mean, that's crazy that we can do that. Really crazy.
It is brilliant, isn't it? And I think sometimes we maybe like don't appreciate, but I think, you sometimes just think all of these things have always been there for you, but actually, go back years, you'd have nothing like this, would you, to be able to create? No,
not at all. And we never had cut and emboss folders, only embossing folders. There's only 2D embossing folders as well. Now, what you're seeing me do is I like to add an extra shimming just because it has got a die cut inside. You don't have to do this. They do cut out, but I just think by adding that extra metal shim, it just gives it a bit of a deeper embossed detail because it is just a 2D embossing folder. But it also makes sure that all those cut lines to put into place as well.
Good question. I know you're using your electronic die cutting machine, but Zoe says with the cut and emboss folders, how do you use those with the MIDI? Would you use them on their own, or would you put the purple shim in?
Oh, brilliant question. So with these ones, you put your purple shim in.
Right.
Yes, because they're 2D embossing folders.
Yes.
So let's take that one out so you can see the level of embossing, and that die cutting is beautiful. Now, be really gentle when you just allow it to come away, because these are only held in with a small little part of the card there. So if I pull that out, I mean, look at that level of embossing, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's just this little bit on the edges that are kept in, so your actual design will pop out of your card like so. Let's just do that on there. Now, also what I want to do, I'm going to die cut it again. Now, I've got one of my all-time favourite pads, which is the quintessentially English, which I love because I love the pinks and the flowers in this one. So I went into my bit box and I thought, oh, I can use some of those pieces. So I'm going to die cut into some pattern cardstock as well. Now, the reason being, I don't need my metal shim for that, and it will show you how we cut it, because actually what I do want is the actual flowers. I don't want the embossed detail. Now, if you was to use your embossing folders with your pattern cardstock, I would suggest using like a Gilding wax or some glue and glitter over the top, so you can still see that embossed detail, because when you've got quite a highly embossed detail on your card, you're not going to see it very clear. So you can see from the back how beautiful that's embossed. And I'm just very carefully just lifting that away like so. So you can see you can't really see any of that embossed detail. What I do want though is I want these flowers, because I think the sort of matte and layering effect that you can get on these is very clever. And all you're going to do is use your little snips or a craft knife, so whichever you prefer, and we're just going to snip into those designs. So just to pull out those flowers.
Lots of love for the cards that you showed. Audrey loved the baby one. She said that was amazing with the
It's very
hearts.
cute, isn't it? Yeah, very cute.
Heather Springer says, good morning from Chile, Ohio. So glad to see the 4 duo. That's what the 4 duo we're called now. Over a roll duo. The 4 tops. More like the 4 flops. Sandra says, I'm feeling quite sleepy this afternoon. I hear you, Sandra. So just watching until my hubby needs me to navigate him to the tip, as he is directionally challenged. And Sandra also says, maths challenge, Ben, you need to be telling us the Platy Plus prices today. I will do my very best without any help from the gallery. 25% off for our Platinum members. Yes, Platter Plus. I forgot about that. That's what they call themselves on this weekend. Aren't they, our Platinum members?
Okay.
Platter Pluses.
Platter
Pluses. That's not easy
Platter
to say.
pluses.
Platter Pluses.
Platter pluses.
Platypus. It's a really weird one.
Platypus. Quite like that name. Platypus.
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 Platypus. Platypus.
So all we're doing, Ben, is we're paper piecing these sort of back over, well, matte and layering, not really paper piecing. We are if there was a gap there, but there's still one there. The reason I want to leave that there, because I still want that double sort of layer underneath. So I'm just holding that in place because we've put our glue down. Now, a little tip here, if you want these to stay in place, let me just part the first section. So just bringing these ones up like so.
Yarp.
What I would then do, if you go for your Kalau chunky glue, your 3D glue gel. Now I haven't got the syringe here, but I would normally do it from a syringe.
Okay.
But if you haven't got a syringe and you just go for your normal glue, all you need is to take a little globule on there, and then we're just going to place it underneath.
Gotcha.
And then when you pull it away underneath your petal. That way, when that dries, you can see that there, but it's actually quite invisible to the eye, and it will keep it upright. So you haven't then got to go in and pull all your little pieces out. So it's a really nice way to be able to do that. So what I've done, if I bring in my finished one, I've just done exactly that onto this one. And you can see, if I push them down, they're not going to go in because they've all got those little glues behind.
Yeah.
So now you can do the same for the underneath, but I'm not going to worry too much. So all we're going to do is make this into a really quick card. So again, I've just made myself a card blank, and then I've put some of those pretty papers underneath. Now I've used that, the reason I popped that red liner tape in place is because I was sort of thinking of areas and ways that we could put a sentiment in. So let's just pop this one into place onto there. And then I found one of Sarah's signature collections. What's this one from, Ben? It's from a Sarah signature collection.
You know the answer, or are you asking me?
No, I do know the answer. So I'm asking you because you obviously won last week on the Sarah signature.
Oh, my brain switched off a bit now. That Big Love is from... it's not a recent one, or is it?
I'm doubting myself now where it's from.
Oh dear. Quickest person to get it in the comments.
Oh, I know where it's from. I know where it's from.
Oh, my head hurts after all of the Nature's Garden stuff. Give me a clue. What does it begin?
It begins with an R.
Oh, rose. No. Yes. Rose gold.
Yes.
Oh. I'm not so up to speed on that one, because I think that, again, for me I think that was one of the ones which sort of launched around the time that I first joined, or just before. Would you say that's about a couple of years old?
Probably more than that, actually.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I struggled a bit with that one. Yeah.
So what I want to do is we're going to place this in the middle. It's a nice way of being able to highlight those patterns. So we're going to pop that onto here. And then all I'm going to do is use my dotty tape pen. So let's use the back of this one just to go over. And we're going to just place that.
Just a little question as well from Patricia Ann. He says, are there slimline envelopes pre-made, or will I need to make my own? I'm sure that there are.
There are, yes.
But you can make your own, because we've got the enveloper and the Envelobox creator on the show, haven't we?
We have,
so
which are amazing.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely. So just by adding that extra layer underneath, it means that when we place this Love die cut on the top, you can then still see it with that pattern cardstock. And there you go. You could add some extra gems inside, but it's just a nice way of doing quite a pretty card, but adding some texture.
Very, very cute. Really, really happy card that is. And you know what? If I hadn't seen you just make that, and someone said you have to guess who made that card, I would definitely put that down as a Debbie Fisher card.
It's a Debbie Fisher card.
Yeah, very bright, very happy, and full of fun, just like McGiggles herself.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
The fall collection is a maze. So they're all 3 3/4 by 8.5. So slimline. If you love your slimline cards, these are perfect. And again, if you do want to create coordinating envelopes to go with these, pick up your enveloper. We've got the Envelobox creator on the show. We've got all sorts of scoreboards, boxer boards as well for you. So plenty of ways for you. And I think that's nice, because obviously you can go out and buy, your own envelopes. But how nice actually to be able to create a card with any of these, they're all upside down, with any of these cut and emboss folders, and then to actually be able to create an envelope that's going to coordinate with the card that you've made. I think it's a really nice thing to be able to do. And we've got the tools here and the accessories here for you to be able to do that. So you've got your almost like geometric shape embossing folders just there, cut and emboss folders I should say. And then you've got these ones here which are going to give you that beautiful emboss once again, but then that liftability to be able to pop the petals of the florals out of the actual card itself. This one here is the flourishing flowers. So again, florals, but slightly bigger, longer petals that you've got with that flourishing design through the back. Think how much fun you're going to have with these as well, with all of the different ink pads that you'll have in your collections at home to create these for all seasons. And I think this one's my favourite because you've got these big bold butterflies through here as well. And of course, again, if you decide that you want to kind of snip into these to layer these up even more, you've got the ability to do that as well. So you've got plenty of craftability with this set. £44 or $50. Your gold price this weekend, because it's the Taste of the Next Level event, is there. If you're a Platter Plus member, it's 25% off. So that is £33 or $37.50. I cannot believe no one's given me a round of applause for working that out in my head. Thank you. Thank you.
If I had roses and flowers, I would throw them your way, Ben.
Thank you. Just as long as it's not rotten tomatoes and cabbage and stuff. If the prices aren't in whole figures, by the way, they're here, I won't be doing that every time. Now, this craft kit is flying out the door. 70% of the stock has gone. It's your mix and match embossing folders again. So you've got those 3 embossing folders and then the cut and emboss folder that you can add to the embossing folders should you want to be able to do that. So you can create, as you see on the front of the card here, this effect by just using the embossing folder, or then add that cut and emboss folder to create this really gorgeous sort of edge, I suppose, to your card itself. You're going to get in here the 3 embossing folders, the 1 cut and emboss folder, so if you've got that mix and match ability. You've got die cut sentiments, 21 of those. You've got some die cut flowers. You've got stamps, card blanks and envelopes, of course, so enough to make. It always says on the front, don't be fooled by this, it says we'll make a minimum of 24 cards. That's only telling you the amount of cards and envelopes, of course, that you've got in the box. You'll still obviously have the embossing folders, the cut and emboss folder and the stamps to use forever. So it's a really, really great way to be able to kind of pick up a super deal and keep the actual items themselves forever, because you'll go through the envelopes, the assorted ribbon, the coloured card pack, the printed papers, and of course the gems that you're going to get in here as well. So normally £25 or $25. If you are shopping for this today, it's $11.24 or $11.22. If you're a gold member, it's $8.99 or $8.98. And if you're a Platter Plus member, £8.43.
Do you have a calculator over there?
No. What are you talking about? I worked that in my head. How very dare you? I don't have a calculator behind the box. I genuinely did work the first one out on my own, but that one, that's hard, isn't it? That.
Well done for using the calculator, Ben.
Thank you. Well done for using the calculator. They're all doing the schools nowadays, don't they? They take calculators into maths lessons and stuff. Oh, yeah. Back in my day, and they take the phones in sometimes. Daisy was telling me the other day they had a lesson where they were just like looking for answers and stuff on the phone.
Oh, she must be in a good school, because I know Al's daughter, they get their phones took off them at the beginning of school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they get given them back at the end of class, yeah.
No, they're allowed to keep them at Daisy's. So.
Mind you, Daisy's quite young still, isn't she?
Yes, and of course she's very well behaved, just like her father. Lots of love for that card, by the way. Angela says, love you, Debbie.
Oh, Angela, I love you too. That's a really nice thing to say.
Carletta says, that's lovely, beautiful card, Debbie. Good morning, says Tammy, I've got this collection. Thank you very much for the beautiful inspiration. That's what we're here for. Beth says, hi, a quick pop in before heading out to grandson's soccer game on a very chilly morning. And I always love it when Caitlin is on socials, because I'll say certain things and she makes out, I mean, I don't know how old Caitlin is. I think she's like early 20s,
22.
isn't she? 22. So she looks at me, being 43, and she thinks I'm a bit of an old granddad. So the fact that I've just said back in my day, she's just sent me an emoji of a dinosaur. And she does that. She does that quite a lot.
Caitlin, be careful, because I'm like 10 years on Ben.
Yeah, if I'm a dinosaur...
What am I?
What does that make Debbie,
I'm
Caitlin?
an old fossil, aren't I?
You're an old fossil. You old fossil, you. It's the Fossil and Dinosaur Show. Back in my day. Now,
a mammoth from the Ice Age.
You are?
A mammoth from the Ice Age.
The woolly mammoth. Right. Can I just for a second, sorry.
Oh, where are you going? What are you doing?
Look at that. There.
What?
Look at that. There.
Not for what I'm showing you next.
There. Yeah. That.
No way. $7.99. I don't even think they were $7.99 individually each. I don't know what they cost, but they couldn't have been that.
This is unbelievable. Right, I've got to tell you, sometimes I don't...
Wow.
I don't always look at the prices of things. I write down the percentage. So this is a big percentage drop, but a £50, $65 bundle becomes $7.99 or $10.36. And this isn't just embossing folders. This is embossing folders and stencils, because this, Debbie, is kind of taking it to the next level by, if you want to use the embossing folder on its own, you can. If you want to use the stencils on their own, you can. But used all together, this just creates a beautiful card, doesn't it, very quickly?
I have to tell you, on an average, a 3D embossing folder would cost you between $7.99 to $12.99, depending on the design.
Yeah.
A stencil would cost you at least $3.99 each. You're getting 2 stencils in here. So the 2 stencils in one pack is what you would pay platinum price. So to get all of these elements is redonkulous.
That's £7.49 for our Platter Plus members.
Wow.
Which is...
I mean, what a gift these would be.
Which is that right? I think it's $9.71 in the US. What a buy. And look at that as well. That's gorgeous, the over the rooftops. So the embossing folder with the matching stencils there too. I literally cannot believe this price. If you're not picking this up today, all I can assume is you've already got it, and if you have, why not buy it again and give it to somebody else? Or if you haven't got it, you just simply are not into your embossing and your stenciling. But then again, why would you be watching us? I would just say to you, I don't say this very often, I'm going to say it now, just buy. Just buy this one, because at that price, it is ridiculous. All of those beautiful Christmas scenes, stencils and embossing folders. And again, you've kind of got your sort of more sort of floral Christmas, if you like. You've got a bit more of a vintage Christmas in there. You've got those beautiful bells and traditional Christmas with Father Christmas there, and the beautiful baubles and ornaments. That is a steal, friends. Take it off our hands. £7.99 or $10.36 for that collection is quite simply amazing. Nicely done, Ben, says Corinne Heaton on the mathematics. Thank you. And Caitlin says, Debbie is still in her youth. She is a beaut.
Oh, thank you.
And Beth says, well, if we're playing the game, I fall in the fossil range. Are you a fossil or a dinosaur? Let us know.
I'd love to be a dinosaur.
What dinosaur would you be?
Not a T-Rex. Nor a raptor. I think I'd just be something nice, like what are the long neck ones called?
Oh, like the no, Diplodocus.
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus is the one with the.
Oh yeah.
Diplodocus is the one.
Diplodocus. I think I'd be one of them.
I can imagine you as one of them actually.
I wouldn't want to eat anyone.
I think is a Stegosaurus a vegetarian? I think I'd be.
Yes, they're vegetarian. Yeah. I'm not vegetarian, but I wouldn't like to eat my own.
No, I wouldn't want to eat. No. So I'll be a Stegosaurus, and you be the. Yeah, you would be the Diplodocus because you like giraffes with a long neck.
Yeah, that would be me. Yeah, I don't like raptors. Ugh.
Oh, those are the scary ones, aren't they? Are they the ones that like?
But they're very clever, aren't they?
And then they do that, don't they? With their neck thing comes out.
No, that's not the. That's not a raptor, is it? That's the one in Jurassic Park. We got him in the car and he fanned out.
I thought that was a raptor, wasn't it?
I don't think that's a raptor.
No?
No, that's not a raptor.
Oh.
Not a raptor.
Can our resident dinosaur experts in the gallery, couple of dinosaurs in the gallery, can you tell us what that was? What are the raptors then? Like the smaller... That's when they're in the kitchen, isn't it? That's the raptors.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, they haven't got things that come out. They've just got a... Yeah.
Ah.
And they're very clever.
Right.
Yeah, raptors are very clever.
Anyway, that was your dinosaur news, and now you're up to date on Crafters TV. Back to the crafting. The Sensational Sky says Debbie is an embossasaur.
An embossasaur, I love that. I'll be an embossasaur today.
Yes, embossasaurus.
Embossasaurus.
What are you going to be embossing now?
I'm going to use those folders before they go. And honestly, like Ben said, if you don't get them, it's because you've already got them, because that's an absolute steal today. I can't believe that. I'm going to show you something, how we can sort of design with them and create something really beautiful. So the first thing I want to do is take that folder. Now, bearing in mind, these are 3D embossing folders. folders as well. We're going to pop our piece of card in. I'm just using our multi-purpose cardstock. Because it's a 3D embossing folder, we're going to use our plastic shim, our magnetic, with our folder on top, and then I'm just going to use our top plate on top of that and then send that through. Now, if you've got the Gemini MIDI, you can just send a 3D embossing folder through and it will emboss it straight away. So that's really nice and simple. If you've got any other die cutting machine on the market, you will need an A5 cutter machine, and just refer to your user manual on how to use your 3D folders. Right, so when we take that out, I mean, look at this. The level of embossing you get from these is truly beautiful. But let's elevate that even more. We don't want to just leave that as a normal piece. Now, my tip with your stencils, you get 2 stencils. I'm going to use, let me just grab a darker piece of card so you can see them a little bit better. Because what I would say, let's do that one and that one. Most commonly when we're asked about stencil use, we're asked how many, which way round you do them. So I always say the one with the most amount of space you use first. So you can see this one has the most cutaway space. So this is the one we're going to use first. And this one is then you're layering on top of that. And also, if you do just layer them down, can you see like there's a little one there, a little bit that hasn't popped through. So all I'm going to do is pop that one through, take that out of the way, because bearing in mind it's been laser cut, so you can just get out any of those little pieces that haven't come away. So let's pop them to the side. We're going to use our fold, so let's get this the right way round. We've got our pine cone at the bottom here. Well, we can just see that. So we've got our pine cone here, pine cone there. So I know that I'm going to pop this on here. Now the first thing I want to do is try to secure my design a little bit. So we're going to take our low-tack tape, and we're just going to tape just a little bit, just on the edges here, just so it doesn't go, it doesn't take away any of my design.
I just tell you, just while Debbie's taping up, we've got less than 30 of these remaining.
Oh wow!
Less than 30, so these are going to disappear. They are flying. I'm not surprised.
Really quickly.
People have cottoned on. And just to say, you don't always have to use the stencils every time, do you?
Oh, of course not.
You can mix and match them.
Absolutely. So actually, Ben, I mean, that's a good point, because whatever we do in the show today, what you'll notice is that you can do with any embossing folder.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can only do it with the embossing folder that we're using. Now, I like to, you can use our spray glue. So if you use our stick and spray, which is the purple can, you can spray that onto your stencil and it won't move, but I just like to tape it down to my design. And then I'm going to use my daubers. Now I'm using daubers. I know, I don't think we still have them in stock. If we don't, apologies, but what I would recommend is using cotton wool little buds.
Oh yeah.
Or you could just use your ink applicator, but take the sponge off. So let me just grab one so you know what I mean. If you take the sponge, so if you've just got a sponge like this, you could actually fold it in half, then dip it in your ink pad, and then you can stencil into small areas. There's nothing to say that you have to have that onto your actual wooden stem. So that's another way of being able to do it. So I'm using first of all grasshopper and Bordeaux. Now the Bordeaux I'm going to pretty much cover up, but I want to get a bit of colour down onto my edges. Now when you're using a stencil like this, because these pieces on the middle just move a little bit, what I would do is just tap that colour into place to start with. And I'm not worried to, the other thing I like to do is twist, so you can twist it. So twist a little bit as you're putting it down. You can see you get a better layer colour of down. I'm not too worried, because what I actually want it to do is just add a little bit of colour just to my edges. So because we're going to do a few other little bits to the design.
And I know someone will ask, so I'll ask, so once you've used the stencils, is it just wipe clean with
warm soapy water or a damp cloth or a wet wipe, whatever your preference is. Your ink will just wash away. I'm using water reactive, so nice and easy. And we're just going to go over this design. So making sure I've got all of those, and I'm only doing part of my stencil because I do have a finished one, and you'll understand why in a little while. So let's pop them in, and then let's use a green. So let's find my green.
Corinne just said this was the last item to just fall into my basket. Fantastic bundle.
Absolutely.
What a price. There's not many of them left. A few of you, I love it. I said, are you a fossil or a dinosaur? And now everyone's piping up. Fossil here, says Mary Reno, or maybe a meteor from the Big Bang. I'm sure you're not, Mary. I'm sure you're not.
That's very funny.
I'm a fossil, says Lorna. An old is gold, says Sensational Sky. And thank you also to Amanda and the guys in the gallery. The dinosaur, so we've got the Embossosaurus over there. The one was called Dilophosaurus, says Amanda. That's the one in the car that spits venom. It didn't. Oh, apparently it didn't spit venom. Says George.
So it wasn't real. I didn't even know if it was a real dinosaur. You never quite know in that one because they did make their own, didn't they?
Yeah, if you're the Embossosaurus, I want to be a dinosaur. What?
Presentosaurus.
Presentosaurus. I quite. All right. That wasn't very nice, was it?
That's hilarious.
I will not repeat what Jamie just said in my ear. That is outrageous. How dare you? Presentosaurus and Embossosaurus. Yes.
Good.
Need some more crafty dinosaur names. These are brilliant.
Joker Raptor.
Joker Raptor. Yeah. Oh, I'm struggling on this one.
Stegabad jokes.
I feel like I'm getting it from all angles here.
Right, so you can see here how we're building up that beautiful colour. And the reason I didn't put that on a lot, because I want to do something else. So what I am going to do, let me just grab myself a little bit of a wipe so I can clean up my stencil, because I want to bring something else on that's on the show, which is the Glitter Kiss. Now the Glitter Kiss are from Creative Expressions, and they are beautiful for stenciling through. So let me just grab my little wipe there, and we'll bring these in. So I'm going to be using this one, which is our light copper kiss. You will find it on the show, so shop the show. With these ones, they're like a mousse, so you get your little pad inside the lid, and then you get your design inside. Look at that, all that beautiful sparkle. So these are absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure what other colours we've got on the show, but you will find them on Shop the Show.
I can tell you.
So let me just pull these ones off. I know there's a lilac one, and this one is the, what did I call this one? This was the light copper. And then all you're going to do with this, with your sponge, you're going to take it across and just take some on, but also push it off.
Yeah.
You don't want too much on. And I'm going to just dab this through.
You've got, oh, what colour are you using?
Copper, light copper.
Light copper. So there is vintage violet, sky blue, midnight sparkle, light copper, lavender, silver chrome, dark bronze, penny copper, ocean spray.
Yes, so they're beautiful and really lovely for doing this effect with. And I love the fact that you can just then pop this back in the lid and it's all nice and tidy and kept airtight in there. So just pop that lid back on. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take that off so you can then see the effect. So as we bring that in, look at that.
Gorge.
I know, it is absolutely beautiful. I love doing this on the designs. Oh, it's stuck to our mat there. Let's just bring that off. And that one at the bottom. There we go. So we put that to the, you've got that beautiful dimension and that gorgeous shimmer, which is absolutely beautiful. And then when you do the whole thing, you're going to get one like this.
Wow, wait.
Yeah, so it looks really lovely. So we've still got that red, but you've got that beautiful shimmer. It just dries lovely. It's such a nice medium to use. And then all I've used is, let me grab my Frosty Jade. I've used my Frosty Jade just to go around the edges. So it's just a case of making that, just drawing your eye in, just add a little bit more. Mine's just a little bit greener because I've got a darker ink dauber. but let's just pop a bit more around the edges. So let that dry. It doesn't take too long to dry. I would say it's dry within an hour, a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
So it really doesn't take long to dry. So these are the sort of embossing techniques that you can do and stenciling techniques that you can do in batch making. So all I'm going to do is I've got some lovely of our luxury mirror card, so our green luxury mirror card. We're going to pop all this into place. Now because I'm using glitter card, I'm going to use my tacky glue, so just put in a little bit around those edges.
You'll find a lot of that cardstock actually if you I think it was on yesterday's shows we had a lot of that, didn't we? The luxury cardstock, glitter cardstock we had.
Yes,
certainly over the last few days you'll find some really good bundles.
Yeah, absolutely. So just taking that off because I want to make sure that that's going to stick really well. The reason I'm waving it is it takes about 30 seconds to a minute to sort of really evaporate and look, and so it sticks then perfectly to our glitter card. So I'm going to pop that down. You could use red liner tape as well. And just so I don't rub off any of that glitter, I'm just going to go on the back and just make sure that's all down. And then the next thing I've done, I've just created a box. Now I've already done my matte and layers. I've done this 10 inches and I've scored 1.25 inches all the way around on my box lid. And I've done exactly the same but scored all the way around on my box base to create the base of that. And then all we're going to do is pop this onto the top of our box. I do love box making at Christmas.
Yeah.
And what better way than to design your own box with these beautiful stencils and the embossing. It just all looks beautiful. And also, Ben, you know, we say about just using your embossing folder, you can also just use your stencils.
Of course you can.
If you just want to do this bit of your stencil on a project, you can absolutely do that, and it's going to look beautiful.
And I thought the second stencil that you used, that you overlaid, it's almost got like a bit of a snowflake feel to it, that one.
Yes, it has.
So you could look and again use certain parts of your stencils for other things, because again, you know, you don't always have to use the whole, you can use bits and pieces of. But the nice thing is, like you said, using them all together, you can create this gorgeous effect, but used individually as well, you've got plenty of craftability. And I love the fact that you're using this on a box. Again, like you say, nice at Christmas to create your own boxes and tags to go with the cards, to really make you know, bespoke presents. Have a card that matches the box or a card that matches the tag. It's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just realised I've put my embossing folder the wrong way round, so we've got an upside down candy cane, but never mind, it's absolutely fine. So let's bring that around, and then we're going to tuck in our sides, put our glued tabs in. So remember, if you're going for the Ultimate Pro, you'll be able to, or the scoreboard, you're going to be able to make those these boxes on there. And then just pop in those sides in, bring in that box, just like so. And then just because we're a little bit sort of here in the corner, all I've got is myself a little bow and some sprigs. We're just going to pop that in the corner there, finish off our box, and there we go.
That is beautiful, and Regina says that is gorgeous, Debbie. Pammy saying absolutely gorgeous.
And to get those folders for that price, Ben, I mean, that's crazy. Yeah,
it is pretty ridiculous. $7.99 or $10.36. Obviously, it's 25% off this, so it is more like about $7.49, isn't it, really? And again, I think it's under $10 if you're a platinum member. You've got to go swiftly on these because everyone's twigged. People had twigged before we showed them on the show, and now we've shown them. These are going to disappear, so if you like them, there's 15 chances left to buy on these, and that will be your lot. £50, $65. Not today, friends. $7.99 is your gold member price, $10.36. Platter pluses, of course, you're down to $7.49, about $9.71, I think we said, if you're shopping in the US and you're a platinum member. Loads of you grabbing these. Corinne's grabbed them. She says, thank you, Crafter's Companion. Sarah says, oh, Debbie and Ben, still awake, loving Debbie's demos. I'll try and we'll try and sing you to sleep later on. And thank you for all of the fun dinosaur names coming through. Mary says, OMG, Debbie, you are coming up with some brilliant dino names. Heather Springer says the Forsaurus, as in the foam on a roll saurus.
Oh, I love that.
Glittersaurus.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one.
Shari says Funosaurus.
Yes, brilliant.
And you've got the one-eyed dinosaur as well, haven't you? Do you think he saw us?
Tyrannosaurus Ben. That is, I think that's the funniest joke ever. I tell it to people still now and they think I'm crazy because it has me in tears.
Do you think he saw us?
Yeah, what do you call a dinosaur?
There is another really rude joke which I can...
What do you call a dinosaur with no eyes and a dog?
Don't know.
Do you think he saw us Rex?
Oh, yeah. No.
That's really funny, isn't it? I think it's one of the best jokes ever.
The one which I can tell you which I can tell you the setup to, but I can't really tell you the punchline to is what am I showing next, by the way? Oh, the box. Yeah, is I can't do the punchline, so you'll have to work it out for yourself. What do you call a dinosaur who's just eaten a vindaloo curry? I'll tell you in the break. I can't do it because it's a bit rude. I'll get told off.
Okay.
I'm tempted, but I can't do it. I can't.
Has it got poo in the title?
No, it's a bit rude. Daisy, don't say it. Don't say it.
You can say it, but
no,
you can't.
You can't.
You have to say the opposite one.
You can't. It was like yesterday when we were talking about, rude place names, and I told you the name of that place off air. I can't say it on air because we'd get in trouble. Very, very quickly, the box, the mix and match embossing folder craft kit, 75% of the box has gone. The price is redonk, isn't it? These are 25. When these are full price, right? £25, $25. When you consider what you get in here, so 220 elements, which is your embossing folders, cut and emboss folder, die cut sentiments, die cut flowers, stamps, card blanks, envelopes, ribbon, coloured card, printed papers, and gems. That's amazing value at £25, $25. When you get it knocked down to, when we do these at $19.99, fantastic. When we do these at $15.99, what an absolute steal. When we bring these down to what I'd seen as the lowest price previous to this at $9.99 platinum is just silly. But then when we say, actually, you can have another chunk off it, platinum members, you're at £9, right? $8.99, $8.98. No, scratch that. That's gold members because we've got our Taste of the Next Level event. Platinum members, I did the maths on this earlier, didn't I? Let me do it again. It is £8.43. £8.43, $8.43 for an unbelievable craft kit. Box number 39. If you've bought it, buy it again because the consumables alone in there are worth well more than that price, and then you can either work twice as fast with your embossing folders and stamps or give them to somebody as a Secret Santa / Christmas gift. That needs to go. Buy that one, and literally you've picked up two of the best deals that we've done this week. Be quick though, because they're both going to fly out. Yeah, if you pick up both of these, under 20 quid. I mean, that is ridiculous. Right, let us go for a quick break. We're going to give you opportunity to check out your baskets, and we'll have more when we come back. If you've got any questions in the meantime, any more dinosaur jokes as well, send them in, and we'll be back in just a few moments' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other, where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special, 100%, it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
What I love about you guys is we tell the joke and then I don't have to say the punchline because then loads of you put it in the comments anyway, so I don't get in trouble for it. Yes. Janice says, just order the 3D folders with stencils. Worth it. I'll be excited to get the parcel. Love you, folks. You're welcome. We love you too. Carol Guy says, just got the embossing folders. It looks like a lot of fun. And Tina One Kenobi, that is your real name. That is amazing. Says, we love good deals. These are the deals you've been looking for. We've got some items on the show for... Oh, hang on a minute now. We've got some items on the show that you might want to get your hands on. For those of you who are asking about creating your own envelopes, I can't remember who it was who said now, we've got two... Well, we've got loads of scoreboards on the show for you. We've got loads of the embossing boards that you can use individually that you can pop into your Ultimate. We've also got the boxer board, but these other boards we thought we'd quickly show you. So your Envelobox Creator, which is going to allow you to create not only a whole host of different envelopes in different sizes, but also envelopes in different depths for you as well. Really easy system. You've got all of the information, and actually, within the book as well, you've got a grid in here which tells you the type of cardstock that you will need to be able to create the size of envelope that you will want to create. So that one is brilliant for envelopes, but also specifically envelope boxes, so boxes with depth. That is £8.39 or £8.37. Obviously, if you're a Platter Plus member, that's a lower price for you. So that's for your envelope boxes. The enveloper is just for envelopes, normal envelopes. I say normal envelopes, but for you to be able to create your own envelopes, bespoke envelopes to work with all of your cards. So it is such a nice way to be able to do it. I know there's the temptation, isn't there, just to get your kind of normal envelope blanks and whack your card in there, but it's nice if you've got the ability to either create an envelope or an envelope box to match up with the card that you are creating. So that again is $7.27 or $7.25. Lower than that if you're a Platter Plus member. So I always think those are nice little additions to have in your craft room, but an absolute craft room essential, and I'm sure Debbie will agree, is this bad boy here, is the scoreboard, the Score Master, because this is the thing that you can obviously make all your card blanks with. You can make all your boxes in here as well, because this is the one where you've got the box lid, box base at the bottom, isn't it?
So genuinely, there's not one day goes by where I don't use this one. it is our go-to. Out of all our scoreboards, the Scoremaster is the one that we always go to. I always recommend drawing with a permanent marker, a line down the middle. That way you can always line anything up, whether you've got different intricate boxes to make, if you've got constructions to make. It's just a really handy scoreboard. And if you like working in inches or centimetres, you've got that option because each side provides that. And I love that because we all work in different metrics, don't we?
Absolutely right, yeah. So however you work it, these are absolutely brilliant. So that, I would say, is a core craft room tool. You know, like you think about things like your stamping platforms, think about things like your cutting and embossing machines as well. You need a Scoremaster scoreboard. So that is absolutely something you need to go for. If you haven't yet got one, £7.27, $7.25. That is the gold price, don't forget. Platinum members get an extra 5% off. So 25% comes off that $909, $906 price tag. So jump in and do check the Shop the Day page because there are more, as I say, of our scoreboards and also those embossing boards that you can use in conjunction with the Ultimate Pro as well. Oh, and just to answer that question too, someone said about what's the difference between the Ultimate Pro and the Ultimate. I think it's the same. I think it's just a different name. Some people call it the Ultimate, some people call it the Ultimate Pro, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Next up, mix and match embossing folders. Now, we had the mix and match craft kit. I want to say that I have not seen these before.
Right.
And what these bring to you, as per the craft kit, is that you've got a set of embossing folders that also have a cut and emboss folder to go with it.
Yes.
So you can use one or then use both to create yourself like a little, almost like an edgeable, I suppose.
Absolutely. And you can mix and match them as well.
Hence the name.
Yes.
Although it's called the Duo Collection.
Yeah, because there's a duo in them, but in the leaflet inside it, they're called mix and match embossing folders. So
like here for this one, for example, which is your cable knit. So you could use embossing folder on your own if you wanted, embossing folder with your cut and emboss folder.
Yep. Or you could use that one with another embossing folder.
Very clever.
Yeah, very clever. I love them. I absolutely love these designs. They're amazing.
How have I not seen these before? Skip me by. Then you've also got in here your delightful dots. So once again, if I flip that around, your embossing folder, then you've got the cut and emboss folder there. But like Debbie's saying, if you want to mix and match these up, change these around, you've got the ability to do that. And loads of great designs through here. So delicate snowfall in there. So for more of your Christmas cards, that's going to work perfectly, isn't it? With a lot of the Christmas collections that we've launched this year. You've got elegant decorations in there too. So again, with Christmas crafting, I think perhaps a lot of people doing that right now. This is another great one to add into your collection. We've got the floral lace in there once again. That's included. Actually works out at 8 embossing folders and 8 cut and emboss folders as well. Holly jolly. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. He'll be thawing out soon, won't he, old Bublé? You know it's Christmas when? I always know it's Christmas because Laura has one CD in her car and it's the Michael Bublé Christmas one. It's like the Platinum edition. And as soon as that comes out, you know it's Christmas. It'll be any day soon. I'll hear her when she goes out on her dog walks. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Old Bublé, thaw him out for the Christmas festivities. You've got the playful hearts in there. She went and saw him this year actually at Michael Bublé. I bought some tickets just before COVID, and of course the concert didn't happen. And then by the time it came round, I wasn't that fussed, so we had 4 tickets. Laura went and I sold 3 to her sisters. And I was just thinking actually, like, what does he do when he does a concert in July? He can't sing all Christmas songs, can he?
I think he does a lot more than Christmas songs.
Does he?
It's just because Laura's just got a Christmas CD.
But he is Mr. Christmas though, isn't he, Michael Bublé, really?
I don't know. I don't really see.
Yeah, he is, because he always does his Christmas special, doesn't he? Christmas at Michael Bublé's house. You know. But anyway, why did I start talking about Michael Bublé? Oh, Holly Jolly. And then you're also going to get scattered snowflakes. So it's a lovely collection of embossing folders with that cut and emboss element for you too. £80, $103. It comes down to $24.79 or $32.79 today. Again, that is a massive discount. I've written loads of notes here and I've barely looked at them today, but that comes down with a saving of... Can't find it. It's a big one. $24.79 or $32.79 if you're platinum. I'm intrigued to see how these work, Debbie. So we're going to look at these now.
Yes, absolutely. So there's there's different ways you can use them. I'm going to use mine in a totally different way, what you'll get inside every one is in full instructions, and the instructions will tell you that you can have a piece of card 5x7 and you can put both of the folders on that piece of card. So I take this off of here, so you've got your folder and you've got this. Now what I love about it is, yes, you can put a piece of card in there, so you literally would just slot that. It tells you where the hinge is, so your hinge on that side, and then it would tell you your hinge on that side as well. So you put your piece of card inside, you put both pieces through. If we get a chance to do another demo with this, I will show you, but what I would do is then tape them together and then send them through and cut them as you would a normal embossing folder.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do them a little bit separate, and I want to show you a different way of doing them. Now on the show as well, Ben, we do have the aqua markers, so the tricolours.
Tricolours, yeah.
So these are tricolours, which means they're a trio of colours that complement each other. So I'm just going to use the greens in here, and then I'm going to use the red from my warm primary. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to draw directly onto my folder.
Okay.
So I'm colouring in now this is what we class as the front of the folder, and we're just going to colour that in.
All right.
So I'm not going to do it all. I do have finished ones, but I want to show you the effect you get. So this was something I just thought I would try. I'd not seen it anywhere else, and I've not seen anyone do this. So I just thought, let's try and give it a go and see if it works. Because I've never actually, I've took a water active ink pad to a folder, and then we've embossed. But actually, I just wanted the detail of the holly leaves. So I thought, let's give it a try. Now, I tried it. Your pen doesn't stay too wet for very long. So when you've got a lot of this detail, you just want to sort of refresh it. So I sort of tried to huff on it. We're very technical term now.
Yes.
And then what I did end up doing was using my spritzer. And you get really beautiful, I'm just going to do half of it. I'm just going to then take my red and I'm going to colour my cherries in, berries. It'd be nice if they were cherries, wouldn't it? We're just going to colour those in red. So I think this is just a really nice effect that you can be the designer that you always want to be. Because what you actually get is not only a beautiful embossed detail, but you get a water, sort of watercoloured effect.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm going to do is I'm actually taking my spritzer.
Okay.
I'm going to hold this up a little bit. Now, with your spritzer, if you push down a little bit, little bits will come out.
Yeah.
What you want to do is give it a mist and just go across. So
What is that, just
bring
water?
that here, just water.
Oh.
I'm just going across my folder, so I'm not making it too wet. And then all I'm going to do is take this piece here, we're going to place that on there, and I am just using regular cardstock, and then we're going to run that through.
Okay.
So, because it's just cut and emboss, and I want that extra detail, I'm going to take out my inside pieces. We're going to then just place in, I just like to use my metal shim, and then we're going to run that through.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't matter if you get a bit of bleeding, because what we're looking for is that almost watercoloured effect,
Yeah.
where it looks like you've actually painted with it and done your own hand drawings. But it's just a very clever design to do using your watercolour pens. So look, if I bring that up, look at that.
Oh, that's so clever.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really, really lovely. Now, if you wanted to, you could go with a little paintbrush and you could paint that out a little bit more. But I like this effect and what that does. So I think that's really clever. Now, the other way I did it is I've used also this piece and I've just done exactly the same, cut that out, and then what that ends up doing is cutting out that border with your leaves on there. So when you've got all your bits, so I'm doing this quite quick because it's really more about techniques, but let me bring in this little card. What I've done is I've used my mirror card, my green mirror, and I've just made little sections to put on my little side stepper or middle stepper card, just to create that beautiful background. And then can you see my berries are just a little bit shiny, and I've just added a few drops of our glossy highlights on there as well. So a nice different way.
There's oohs and ahs coming in. I love the tricolour aqua, says Miriam. Looking forward to the tricolour alcohol markers. And once you spritz, says Rosalind, it does come out really pretty. The duos are very clever, says
Yeah, it's a really pretty design.
Mary.
And you just got to like what you do, I think, and have a play, because I wasn't sure how it would work. And I really liked the effect that it caused. So I think that's just a really nice way of being able to be quite creative, but in a different way. So we're just going to put those ones into the side, and then the same on the other one. So just down that side into there. And then for our bottom piece, so if you was to cut this again, so you can see that's what I've done with this one, like had it that way, so you can see that's cut across there when I cut out my design. And then all I've done is I've used that piece to mat and layer underneath to make it a little bit bigger. So that creates then that front piece, and that is our embossing folder that's cut across that way, see, that's cut out. So we've done that exactly the same, but I'm just using it slightly different to put across the front of our card. So you don't, you know, it's not always about using it in the traditional way, it's just about having that sort of faith in your product to be able to do different things with it. So we're just going to lay that across the front, just make sure I get that straight. Just like so, and then all I've done is I've just cut out a Merry Christmas from one of Sarah's collections, and we're just going to pop that across. In fact, I'm going to do that across the front here, just across the front of our card, and there we go.
Ha!
How
That's
about
brilliant.
that for a different design of card? But definitely use your watercolours, because I love the effect that makes, and it's something completely different to what you would normally see.
It's almost got like a 3D effect to it as well with that piece on the front.
Yeah, and it's got that texture, so when someone opens it, they can feel that texture in there, and it looks really cool. Yeah, I love that one.
I've got to tell you, I mean, you always smash the demos at the park, but I've loved all of your sort of different techniques today.
Yeah, do you know what it is, Ben? I've had a lot of time. So last week I was at home. I've been able to do lots more prep and really look in detail at things. And honestly, there is education out there for everything. I don't just think, well, this one I did think about, but there's lots of other things that I get from inspiration that's out there. And having watercolours, I think there's so much that we don't do with our watercolour pens and paints. And that's a really nice one to be able to use them in your embossing folder.
Really cute. Loads of great ideas. Hopefully you're picking up loads of inspiration. If you have got any questions, anything else you want to ask, please feel free to fire those questions our way. Hi to Sybil Jane, who says, the warehouse is on fire lately. I've just got my Ben's Bonanza box delivered. One happy bunny here. That was literally, what, back on, was that Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, 2 days ago. That is good. That is good. I'll give Chris a pat on the back next time I go and see him, my mate Chris.
Robbing the warehouse.
And this is brilliant. Christine Mahoney says, hello again. I'm creating a costume for a party tonight. Guess what I will be? Christine Mahoney. A paper pad.
A spider.
Oh, a spider.
A paper pad, I love that. Yeah, are you made up of our Halloween papers?
Oh, spider's good though. We never got him back either.
I know, I want to know who's took him.
I'll go and get him in a minute. When Debbie does her next demo, I'll go and fetch him and we'll hang him back over there. Right, the Embossing Folder Duo collection. So everything you're going to get in this collection is right here. Really, really clever system. And again, you're going to get embossing folders with the cut and emboss detailing in there as well as a separate item. And of course, you can mix and match these around, but there's snowflakes in there. You've got hearts in this collection. Lots. This is the one that Debbie used just a few moments ago. So that is the Holly Jolly, if you want to be able to recreate that card. But lots of designs in this folder for your festive makes. You've got floral lace in there too, so again, very, very easy to be working with that year round. You've got decorations in here, so that one's called your elegant decorations, so your Christmas baubles. You've got snowflakes in here too. That really beautiful snow flurry is called Delicate Snowfall. You've also got in there the delightful dots. And lastly is that really beautiful cable knit. I really like that actually. Really like a comfortable, chunky fisherman's jumper. But you're going to get 16 elements in total because of course you get your embossing folder and your cut and emboss folder with each of those mini bundles, if you like. So £79 is what it should be, $103. It is £24.79 platinum price today, or $32.79 if you're if you are shopping with us in the US. Christine says she's not going dressed as a paper pad. Disappointed, if I'm being honest. You just imagine just like a big. You could easily probably create one of those, because you could just get one of those sandwich boards, couldn't you? That those like people wear when they're advertising stuff, and just, I don't know, recreate the scene of the front. Yeah, just print out like a big country lane front and just walk around as a paper pad. No? Are you I like it.
Has she not told us what she is?
No. Are you a spider? Is that what Debbie thinks? I like this game. Guess Christine's costume. Are we having fun today, or is it just me? Jamie, we're having fun. The next collection is this one here, your Slimline cut and emboss folders. These are brilliant, a lot of fun. And actually what you're going to get in this collection are 3 of your sort of interlocking, almost like sort of geometric shapes, if you like, cut and emboss folders. And then also alongside that, you're going to get 3 folders, which are going to bring you beautiful butterflies, beautiful flowers, and more. But this set is normally £90, normal $101, $35.20 today, or $40. That's your gold price, don't forget, not your platinum. Platinum price is even lower. Oh, I can do this one. Platinum price is £33, or it is $37.50, because you're getting 25% off. But look, cut and emboss folders here, the interlocking squares allows you to create such a cool effect. You know, whether you are just cutting this and adding colour underneath, or as we saw earlier on, like piecing little pictures in there, which I think is really cool. I think these are absolutely perfect as well for making your shaker cards. This entwined hearts one was the one that we saw with the really cute picture of the little baby in, which I think is such a really, really brilliant way to be able to use these. But I'm sure you're already thinking of lots of different ways that you can actually create with these. And particularly, as I say, when I see Slimline, I always think of our US viewers, because I know you guys love the Slimline cards. So these are absolutely perfect for you, because they're measuring in at 3 3/4 and 8.5 inches. So perfect for that Slimline effect. These are the other 3 that you're going to get as well. So the spring blooms gives you that beautiful sort of dotted emboss, and the almost like the plant stem coming through there, and then the florals which just pop out of the cardstock. This one is similar, the flourishing flowers. And then probably my favourite of those 3 is this one here, which is called Butterfly Delight, where you can see that beautiful deep emboss that you're going to get, but then also the ability to just tease out the wings from the cardstock and lift the butterflies up. Really good opportunity for you as well to get out your ink pads, you know, whether you're using your water reactive ink pads, your opaque pigment ink pads, and just having fun creating lots of different colours with the cuts that you're going to get. £35.20 platinum, or $40 is the deal if you're shopping with us in the US. Of course, platinum today is gold. Platinum is Plata Plus, so you're at £33 or $37.50. Lorna says very effective use of the folders and aqua markers. Sensational Sky says, I like Debbie's hair. And Julia Duffy says, good evening, fabulous crafters from Perth, Western Australia. That is all the messages that we've got so far. Any more messages, any questions, do feel free to fire those our way, and we will get those mentioned over the course of the next 45 minutes or so. Right, Debbie's got a demo, but with the 3D frame embossing folders, which I'll show you the collection of in just a few moments' time. So talk us around these.
Yeah, these are beautiful. What I love about these, Ben, is the fact that if you want to be creative but don't want to use die cuts and loads of stamps, these create your whole card for you, and all you need is to put inside your sentiment or a little embellishment. They are, as what they say they are, they're frames, so they frame anything you have in there. Now, if you like fussy cutting, like our Craig does, you'll be able to fussy cut round some of them and then put pictures behind, or you could use them in your photo frames as well. out and use some of them as photo frames, which would look really pretty. I'm going to do the letterpress technique, which is a favourite for all of us crafters up here because it's very effective. And it's where, so I'm using 2 folders. I'm going to use our Elegant Flourish and I'm using our Exquisite Blooms. Now these 2 folders work really well together. I've got my 2 pieces of card cut to size and I've got my embossing folders. Now what I'm going to do is make sure that I've got my flatter side. So this is my flatter side. So anyone that's only just joined us for this show, I did explain earlier in Play Your Crafts Right.
Yeah.
When you lay your folder flat like this, when you run both hands across, one side will be raised and one side you'll feel the indentation, but it will be indented. It's the indented side that is always the front of your folder because I want my blue to be on there. So I'm using my ocean blue. Same with this one, so I can feel it's really bumpy on both sides, but this part here is more raised than this part. This goes inwards. So we're going to take our folder. Now some people like to put on and take off because you can do that. I like to literally just rub my pad all the way over quite evenly. So what you can see straight away is that you're getting this beautiful effect. All that ink is going only on the top of my folder. And then we're going to do the same on this one as well because I want 2 matching pieces. Now I'm making sure we evenly put that all over and I'm just rubbing that all around. Now some people like to then wipe off so you don't get any smudge marks. I don't worry too much if you want to, because as you sort of lift it, you'll be able to see if you've not got a sort of smooth line. What you could then do, let me just grab my ink applicator. What you could do is, this one's probably quite dirty, you could sort of smooth it over or put a totally different colour on there so it'll come out totally different, but so I'm going to go back over that, but you can do that if you wanted to, smooth it over and then it'd be fine. But actually I don't think you need to worry too much about it. So we're going to take our piece of card, we're going to pop that straight inside here and just lower our top piece so you can see straight away how beautiful that is going to be. And then we're going to do exactly the same, and the reason I line it up on the opposite side is so when you line it up on there you're not moving it with your hand. So then I just flip that folder straight over onto that bit there. Okay, and then we're going to take our plates. Now because I'm using my Gemini, it means that I can take both of my folders and they will fit inside. So I've got my plastic shim, my magnetic shim. We're then going to place on top one of our folders and the next one. So I'm going to use that slightly at the side because oh no, I think that will just go through. I think we should be fine. Yeah, I think that will be absolutely fine. So it's just making sure they both go through that way, and then we can do it in one pass through the machine. So just, oh, I thought I'd done the wrong platform then. I was thinking I'd done the wrong platform. I haven't. It is a 3D cutting folder, embossing folder. Right, so as that goes through the machine, what's happening there is while it's embossing, it's pushing all that ink down. So if I then open my folders up, you'll be able to see that beautiful results that we're going to get. So look at that.
Oh, wow.
I know. That's amazing, isn't it?
That's like that. I always never remember the name of it. It's like that type of pottery that you can get.
I know what you mean.
Look
at that.
Not spode. Is it spode?
I know what you mean, and I can't think what it's called either. But you get amazing effects by using your ink pads, and it will never fail to impress you because it is so lovely. Now, all I'm going to do now is, because I just want to draw, even though, I mean, you don't need to draw your eye into there because it's beautiful, I'm just going to use our Midnight and just go around the edges.
Wedgwood.
Sorry?
Wedgwood.
Wedgwood, that's the one. Wedgwood, so just going round all of those edges just to give that a little bit of a darker edge, and then we're going to do the same with this one. And I love this technique because actually you don't really need anything else. It just is so impactful on its own, and just depending on what colours, if you want it more subtle, you could have more a subtle effect, and if you wanted more brighter colours, you could do that as well. So what I have got is I've just got myself a fold back card here. I've got a nice piece of blue that's going to go on the inside, but I also want to matte and layer this one just onto some white cardstock, so it's got that little bit of an edge going around. So let's stick that one into place.
This is receiving lots of smiley faces on the socials. Mary saying it's gorgeous. Miriam saying how impressive it is. Really different way of being able to use these, isn't it? And creating such a different effect.
It is, and it's very easy to do. It's doable achievable for everybody that wants to do it. So let's turn that over.
Just to let you know as well, if you had your eye on the Christmas stencil and embossing folder collection, there's 4 of those remaining.
Oh, wow.
4 left, so next 4 people get those checked out. And by the way, we still haven't found out yet. There's a guessing game going on as to what Christine Mahoney's wearing for her party tonight, and no one's guessed it yet. Christine, just tell us. I need to know what you're wearing. Does it beat the paper pad idea?
I think, Christine, you're going to be a purple witch.
Purple witch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she said no to a cat.
Oh, did you guess a cat?
Oh, not a cat, no,
You said
a spider, sorry.
I
She
don't
said no
think
to
I've seen a
spider.
reply on that yet. So spider, cat or witch we're going for. Definitely not a paper pad. We'll find out. And there's loads of comments coming in about this demo as well. Mary saying, ooh, I like.
Ooh.
Patricia says, talk about a wow moment, the reveal of the cardstock. And the blue brings it out beautiful, says Mary Garcia. Very, very, very beautiful.
So let's pop that one into place. And then we've got our midsection here. So this is where they all sort of tie in, which just look amazing. And then all I've got is a couple of sentiments and some little butterflies just to finish that off. So you just choose which way round you want to put that. Let's pop that one on. And then we've got so this one is always believe in the impossible. Challenges make you stronger.
Oh, nice.
And then I've got be brilliant. So all I'm going to do, because we've got that space, we're going to pop that one on that middle section. And then we've got a couple of butterflies that we're going to use to put into place. Just like so. So let's pop one over there. And then we'll pop, oh, wrong way, that way. Put one onto this side. And then we've just got that one to put into the middle of our card. So we're really utilising all of that framed space.
Yeah.
Just in there, like so.
Fab.
And there we go.
Mrs. This is one of those shows where every demo you do, I go, oh, I like that. And then you do the next one, I go, oh, that's now my favourite. But that is now my favourite, I think, of the day.
Oh, that's nice.
I love it. Such a good effect, isn't it?
Yeah, they look good together. And I think sometimes we get very much stuck in a rut with embossing folders and think we can only use them on one effect. And actually to use a couple of different ones on one project makes it look really effective.
It really, really does. I know lots of you getting ready to check those baskets out. We will give you the opportunity to do that. But let us recap on the collection that you've got here. Massive 3D frame embossing folder collection. It's a 12-piece collection for you, which is all about lots of different designs, but different sizes as well. So you've got 5x7s in here, 4x6s, 5.5 by 5.5 size frames, and then there's also the sort of slimmer ones, the 8.25 by 3.25 embossing folders. But again, just another way for you to be able to see how you can use these and create so many different effects. And you know, if you have potentially got a lot of the embossing folders that we're seeing on the show, hopefully, you know, whilst maybe you might not be picking up items today, you're going away with a lot more inspiration of ways to be able to use these. There's that elegant flourish. And you know, you're going away thinking, oh yeah, well, I'm going to copy that demo that Debbie just did. Oh, I can think of different ways now to be able to put these into my card making. Also worth bearing in mind as I just go through all of these, look at that beautiful classic lace. That price on the screen at the bottom is obviously a platinum price, but the platinum price this weekend, due to our Taste of the Next Level event, is for our gold members, not our platinum members. We are this weekend calling our platinum members Platy Plus members, so you will get 25% off that price of $39.49 or $51.99. And just as I'm showing you through these as well, and you're having a look at all of the beautiful folders, look at that one. That one's called the Intricate Filigree. I'll tell you the prices that you're going to be paying. So UK, it's actually $29.61 is your Platy Plus price. And for our US viewers, I think I can do that. And it's $38, isn't it? Oh, $39. $39. I was close. There's still more to show you here. There's the fancy floral wreath that you're also going to receive. And lastly, your elegant frame trio. 12 3D embossing folders, $31.59 or $41.59, or even less of what I just said a few moments ago if you're a Platy Plus member. Do not miss out. Quickly check for a few messages. Loads of love that last demo. Lorna says, absolutely stunning. Love, love, love it. Beautiful, says Karen. Carletta Morris saying, lovely. Mary Beth saying, stunning, Debbie. Loads of love coming in for all of the demos. Still guesses coming through. I love it, this new game. Guess what Christine's dressing up as? A few of you saying, is she dressing up as Sarah? And Victoria wants to know, is she dressing up as a dinosaur? Please be a dinosaur, please. Right, we're going to head to the checkouts. If you're after the craft kit, 20% of the stock left. If you're after the Christmas embossing folder and stencil section, that's going to disappear probably after this next opportunity to check out. So if you've got baskets overflowing, head to the checkouts, get checked out. We'll come back for the final half an hour of the show in a mo.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking dough might not work as well because I've put too much. Joe's laughing. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Oh, Joe.
Words, but I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Moseby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkle ink, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
Went to reach for the water
and you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami.
I've got some.
Oh, it's not on your project, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're right, Debbie.
That was really funny.
What was really funny? Did he say something? Did George say something funny? I didn't hear. What did he say?
He obviously said, you've got 15 seconds, and you went, have you got 15 seconds? And he went, you've got 15 seconds.
I said that.
No, George did.
Oh.
It just
No.
sounded really funny.
No, he said, you've got 15 seconds. So I said, you've got 15 seconds. And then he said, no, you've got 15 seconds.
It just sounded really funny.
That's why I love working with Debbie. Oh dear. Do you know what? Like, I love working here because we just ended up talking about the most random stuff. And today we're talking about Christine Mahoney's costume. She still hasn't told us what it is.
You've only got half an hour, Christine.
She says, remember my hint, it's obvious. Here's another hint, not craft related unfortunately. I'll let you know soon. Keep guessing and remember the hints.
I don't know what she said. You're the one reading over there, Ben.
She says, remember my hint, and the hint is, it's obvious. Paper pads.
Yeah, that's all we can think. Sorry, Christina, we only relate you to paper pads.
Please, can you, whatever happens, you've got to tell us by the end of the show, because if we finish the show and we don't know, that would be mightily frustrating. So please do let us know. Now, in the last half hour, not only will we find out what Christine is going to be wearing this evening, but we're also going to be doing the vote for the demo of the show. But before that, let's show you this, the embossing folder starter collection. I'll just quickly show you the collection that you're going to get, and then I'll show you the boards later on, because it is, in all fairness, a lovely collection. If you do just want to start getting into your embossing, we're going to give you 3 of our embossing folders here. So from the garden florals, you've got your Divine Blooms. Vintage Parasol comes from your garden party. And then I feel like I'm doing the weather. And then also you've got the Grand Oak. A little bit lower down, you've got a warm front of Centura Pearl in the cherry, the lilac and the copper. And then finishing off just down here, you have got a smattering of your gilding wax, and that is the Empire Gold. This here, as you can see, is a lovely collection to get you started on your embossing journey. Everything that you would need for just £24 or $32. And again, we call it a starter kit. Absolutely, if you've never embossed before, never used an embossing folder, that's great. But actually, it's a lovely collection if you just need to stock up on, you know, your consumables, your gilding wax, and 3 gorgeous 3D embossing folders, Debbie.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant starter pack. But the great thing with this starter one is it has this great embossing folder, which is from the Country Lane, Sarah's Country Lane. Really great embossing folder. So I'm just going to show you a little demo that I picked up. That's my flat side. And all I'm going to do is use, so we're doing a little bit of letterpressing, but I don't want too much. So all I want to do is just create some greenery sort of around the tree here. And just at the bottom, and then we're just going to pop that through our piece of card. Now, what's nice about this one is the fact that there's this technique just works really well. I don't think it's a technique you can do with everything, but it's a really good technique, and I did pick it up, and I so wish, and I'm going to go back on and make sure that I give the lady who I got it from a namesake, because I was looking through some embossing folder techniques, different techniques.
Yeah.
And this was one of them that was in a long video of all different techniques that she was doing. And actually most of them I sort of already knew, but I'd never seen this before, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's amazing. So first of all, so we've got that little bit of a background going on. I'm also just going to bring in an ink applicator, because I just want that to be a little bit, I think I use a lighter colour actually. So let's just bring this in, just to do a bit more. In fact, we won't do that yet because I want to get on to the main bit. So the next thing I really do, which is a great thing to do, is I'm going to use alcohol pens to colour my actual image in.
Okay.
But before we do that, this is the magic bit, Ben. So let me, I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. which I know sounds a really odd thing to use. But we are going to pop this onto our stamping platform.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put the magnets down here. Oh, I've completely done the demo wrong. Right, forget I've done anything.
Oh no, can we start again?
Forget I've done anything, and I'm going to start again.
Okay.
Right, because what I'm going to do, as I done it, I realised what I was doing. So I'm going to bring in my folder.
Right.
So now that side that I've just put that onto, I'm just going to wipe that away. I got a bit overexcited about what I was going to do.
Well, I know you've been talking about this since Wake Up Call, Play Your Crafts Right, so...
Right, we don't want our stamping platform at all. I don't know why I brought that in. Don't want that. I do want to bring in my stamping platform though. This
Not
one.
only are we guessing what Christine's wearing, we're guessing what Debbie's going to be doing.
I know. Right, so I'm going to be bringing in some stamps that we've got on the shop today. So we've got these later on in the show, and I'm going to use the zebra. Because then, this demo, you can stamp onto your embossing folder.
Huh?
I know. I know. I know.
What? Oh.
And just I've just got to make sure I do it the right way. My goodness, I'm terrible, aren't I? So let's pop that down there. I'm going to put my zebra here.
Right.
Okay. Now what I am going to do is just use some tape.
It's not going through the machine, is it?
Sorry?
It's not going through the machine.
Not the stamp, no.
Oh, I was going to say last time that happened, you know what happened? Craig squished an elephant.
Now, the reason I use this one, look, it's our little 4x4 one, and it fits directly onto our embossing folder. So what I'm going to do is pick up my stamp, and we're going to ink it. Now, I've used my jet black. You're looking very confused, like what on earth is she doing?
Well, I genuinely follow what's going on, but I have no clue what's going to happen here.
So I'm making sure I put plenty of ink on here. Now, I'm using the pigment ink pad, and then we're going to go back onto there, and then I'm going to stamp down onto here. And I'm just going to make sure before I lift that I really do stamp that all down. So that's why you want to make sure that you put plenty of ink down. So when you bring that away, look at this. So I'm going to then bring in a piece of card. I've used my piece of cards. I've got to find another piece. This one will do. Let's just pop that over the top. Oh, I'll take that down. So we're going to take that away.
Okay.
And then we're just going to pop that down on top and then bring that over. And then we're going to emboss it. Well, it's exciting, isn't it?
I'm just sort of holding my breath with anticipation.
It's very exciting. I couldn't believe it when it worked. I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I get really excited about learning new things. So, when you open it up, oh, it's shifted a bit.
Oh, I see what you've done.
It goes behind.
Yeah.
So then when you just cut it, so I'm going to
trim it at the bottom.
I used the stamps that I had it, so you've got your stamp. It has shifted a bit, so but my first time I did it, it worked. And then, so it looks like the zebra's behind the tree.
Yeah.
So then when you colour it in, so you colour the tree in, it actually looks like then that the zebra is behind the tree.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Now, I know, it's very cool, very cool. So, once you colour all that in, I'm going to bring my one in. Look at this. Look.
Yes, I love that.
So once you've coloured it in, now what I did do, and I wish that I hadn't, is that I used biro just to go round the line. Not biro, I used our art liners just to go round the image, which I think made it look a little bit dark. So what I did was sprayed my whole image once I'd coloured it with our spray and sparkle, so just our iridescent. And then I just stamped the stripes to my zebra from that same stamp set. But if you've got any tree embossing folder or anything, you could put that in, and any animals or anything in the background that you could stamp it really works. So have a practice, and it's really good. I think I just squished that into there a little bit too much, but have a practice. But that's a really cool effect, isn't it, that you can stamp it behind the tree. And if you try it, please send me your pictures, because I'd love to see it, because I was amazed by it. I just thought, what a brilliant idea to be able to do that. You'll have lots of different embossing folders in your stash, and I think as long as you've got space, it's getting that right composition, isn't it? So let's pop that onto there. So we're just literally going to pop this onto a quick card. But I love learning new things, and I'm going to, every time we've got a chance to have an embossing folder that you can stamp in the background, I'm thinking of all the sort of Christmas ones you can do. There's so many probably different ones that you can stamp onto, and I was obviously governed by what we had on the show, but I love the fact that this tree one really worked. There's probably lots of different animal stamps, just check I've got that the right way, different animal stamps that you could use, where probably the quirky animals with attitude probably isn't the best one to use, but it does work. So once I've mat and layered that, we're just going to leave it at that, Ben. And there we go, look at that.
Oh no, I've got another new favourite card now. It literally looks like he's like peeking around the tree going, huh?
I know,
doesn't it?
It's very cool,
It's
isn't it?
very
Hey, cool.
clever.
You could stamp onto embossing folders.
The embossing folder, by the way, Christine, is from the Country Lane collection. So obviously you can buy it individually if you want, but if you want to get it with all of the other goodies here, then it is in the embossing starter kit set with your gilding wax, the Empire Gold, with 3 lots of your Cinchera Pearl in the cherry, the lilac and the copper, and you've got the 2 other embossing folders to go with it as well. That is such a cool idea. That is brilliant, Debbie, says Mary Beth Doyle. Thank you for the idea, Debbie, says Carol Guy. And Lorna Fernandez says, well, I never knew that. I'm the same. You know what, today, I feel like I've learned and seen a lot of things I've never seen before. And, you know, I've been in the business for about 6 or 7 years. I don't think I've seen most things, but that's another tip.
And actually, do you know what, Ben? What it does show is that we're all learning, even me, and I feel like I've been crafting forever. But I love learning new things. So, and we love learning from you as well. So as much as I teach you, you know, you teach us and send us in your ideas as well, because we'd love to learn them and show them. And I think it goes to show that crafting never ends. It is just ever going. There's always something new to learn, isn't there?
Absolutely right. Lorna just says, I never knew that. Fantastic technique, Debbie. Definitely going to try stamping on my folders. Angela Krause says, it is genius. Mary Pat says, wow. Mary Garcia says, it's a peekaboo. It is a peekaboo. Peekaboo zebra. Try it out. And as Debbie says, if you do try all of these different hints and tips, make sure you send in the pictures as well, because we'd love to see how you get on, particularly if you try that demo like for like. Love this idea, says Jean. And Mary says, a wonderful card. Other items on the show that you might want to get your hands on, you obviously do get one of our gilding waxes within the starter bundle. That is your Empire Gold. However, if you want to get all of the range of the gilding waxes that we've got, so the King Gold, Empire Gold, Renaissance Gold, and the what's the 4th one called? There's Empire, there's Renaissance, there's King, and Antique, I think it is. But you get the 4 golds just there for the price that you're seeing on screen, and then we give you for free the silver. So you're going to get all of those. And bear in mind, right, if you've never bought these before, you look at those tubs and think, like, they're not the biggest in the world, they're 30 mil. There's tons and tons in there, because as you saw on the demo from earlier on this morning, you don't have to use a lot. If you do want to use a lot, obviously you can do, but you find that you can get such a cool effect just by lightly adding a bit of whichever the colours that you're going for, and then you know, taking a cloth or a bit of tissue or whatever and just buffing up the gilding wax after you've used it. You can achieve a really beautiful lustrous shine just by applying a small amount. So you get the 4 golds for the price on the screen, and then we throw in the silver for free. That's a really good price again, because this is one of those sets I always think, like things like our tape pens, like things like the little fine tip glue applicators. Everyone's always wanting to get their hands on these. So the fact, you know, we could sell these to you for full price and they'd fly out the door. The fact that we give you the 4 and then we give you the silver for free is amazing. So it's a great day to stock up on these. £38.37, $54.37 is the gold price. 25% off this price here is your Platy Plus price, which of course is just relevant this weekend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going, Platy Plus, has he lost the plot or what? It's our Taste of the Next Level event, so everybody shifts up a level within Club Inspire just for the weekend. So if you're a bronze member getting 5% off, you get 10% off. If you're a silver getting 10, you get 15. If you're a gold getting 15, you get 20. And if you're a platinum member getting 20, you're a Platy Plus member getting 25% off. If you're not in Club Inspire, what you're doing. You need to join up. Go to the website, Club Inspire is that logo there. Click on that. You literally give us your email address, give us your name, create a password, boom, you're in. And whereas normally you join the club and get 20% off, this weekend up until midnight on Sunday, 25% off. This price here, do not delay. A couple of questions as you come in, then I'll show you the weekend super saver. Patricia says, Debbie, I get confused which side of the folder to ink. Could you please remind me?
Yeah, absolutely, Patricia. And it is one of the biggest questions that I get asked. When you, let me bring in a different folder. When you fill your embossing folder, make sure you fill both sides, because when you fill both sides, one part is raised, one part is flat. There's always an indentation side. And what you want to make sure, it's the one that's raised is always the back of your folder. So the one that's got the indentation would be the one that's folded over the top. So the one underneath here is pushing up. So that's going to create the embossed detail. The other way round, if you did it the other way round, you'd be pushing downwards and then you'd get the deboss. So always make sure that the raised part of your embossing folder is always at the back. Okay, hope that helps.
Lovely, thank you. And Melanie says, now I want to pull out all my folders and see what stamps I can use.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do, exactly that.
Thank you for demonstrating. Just very quickly, the Christmas stencil and embossing folder set. Don't scream and shout, well that's now.
Sold out.
Gone. The embossing folder, the craft kit, there's less than 20 of those now remaining, so you need to go swiftly there. And also, just to mention our weekend super saver, you've got more time with this, okay, so this is live for you right across the weekend, hence the name, but it's only live for this weekend. So you're going to get 3 of our really recent 12x12 paper pads, and it's a really fun selection this, because you've got the winter solstice 12x12 paper pad. That's the one with the Christmassy themes, and it's kind of a bit like Scandi art that you've got, but the flip reverse of those. A lot of the papers you'll be able to use year round. Country Lane is all of those beautiful florals, and actually florals for all seasons. There's lots of different colour schemes in there. So again, a lovely, lovely collection. And then you've got the fun and funky garden gnomes on the top there too. Basically works out that you're saving £16, $20. Platinum price is $23.20 or $31.20, but of course it's not. That's your gold price this weekend. Your platinum price is, I keep wanting to work these out now. It's just like back in the old days when we didn't have the platinum prices on the screen. Do you guys remember that? The platinum prices have only been on there for probably the last, I don't know, year and a half. We used to have to like verbalise it every single time. So hang on a minute. Jamie, you should really be doing this, being the producer. I mean, what other presenter would live on air, be doing his calculating at the same time? So $21.75 is the price on this if you're a Platy Plus member, and if you're shopping in the US, unbelievable. $29.25 is the price if you're a Platinum member. You are welcome. Right, let us do the vote. I mean, this is gonna be a toughie. Vote for the card of the show. I'll let Debbie take you through these, but good luck on the vote for this.
Yeah, isn't it amazing what you can do with embossing folders? So number 1 was our first floral cut and emboss. Number 2 was our beautiful poinsettia box. Number 3 was our watercoloured holly. Number 4 was our letterpress. And number 5 was our stamping onto that embossing folder. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5.
George is going 2. I'm going 4. Or potentially 5. 4. I'm going 4. Jamie's going 4. Oh, I'm going 5. Well, you can't have both for the same one. I'll go 5 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got about 5 minutes to get your votes in. Sarah from Australia says, okay, Debbie and Ben, I'm wide awake with demos. Debbie's demos today. I've made an order of the animal attitudes. They're brilliant. You'll see them later on in the craft house. The trifolds, they're in the craft house. And the embossing folder collection, just seen it. I bought some tacky glues and collage glues and the fine tip bottles. I cannot wait. Sarah, that sounds to me like a cracking basket of crafty fun. And Patricia, who asked Debbie the question a minute ago, says, thank you, Debbie, for answering the question. That really helps. That's what we're here for, folks. I'll quickly whiz through these because I literally showed you these about 10 minutes ago. But the Slimline cut and emboss folders, because I know, are you doing the final demo on these?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to get all of these amazing cut and emboss folders. 3 3/4 by 8.5 inches these measure for you, and you're paying just £44 or $50 today. The gold price is $35.20, $40. Platter Plus price is £33 or $37.50. Which one are you going to use?
The circles, entwined circles.
Okay.
Yes, right, let's get straight into it because I'm going to be using our pigment ink pads and I'm going to be taking them directly to our folder. Now these are very bright and vibrant, so we're just going to tap those into there. I'm going to use, and I'm using quite sort of contrasting colours here, but I love to be able to mix and match all our different colours. I'm trying really hard not to get in mixing them too much onto my ink pad. So what I'm doing is placing the ink colours and then we're going to sort of blend them using our ink applicators.
Yeah.
So we're just going to blend those over each other. So just giving it a bit of a smoother finish, and then let's go in with this one and just move those around. Now because this is quite a different a wetter ink, it means that we can do some heat embossing.
Yeah.
So what we are going to do is place our card. Now I've actually created, so this is, I wanted to show you this earlier, is being able to create your whole card blank. We might get a bit inky, but you'll be more careful. I have created this at 8, let me have a look, 8 1/4 by 8.5. I've scored it at 1 1/4 inch and 2 1/4 inch, turned it round and done that on the same side. Then I've done the opposite on the other piece for the back. And then what we're going to do, we're going to place that right in the centre. So that's going to go in that middle section and that's going to go right over the top. So I've done that so it will fit beautifully into that middle section. So let's pop this one in. Again, oh, we're a 2D embossing folder. So again, what I'm going to do is bring in my metal shim, place that right into there and just run that through. So you just need your top and bottom plate. Especially when you're using a metal cutting die inside the folder, I like to just give that helping hand with a metal shim. But you don't need to. I just like to have that addition of having a bigger emboss. But you might find your machine might not even take it, depending on what you're cutting with. So let's move those out, bring this one over, and then you've got this beautiful design going through.
Nice.
Now we're running out of time fastly,
Yeah.
so what you would do is then sprinkle with embossing powder, give that a heat with your heat tool, and then I've applied I use my Renaissance gilding wax over the top to create this effect.
Oh, nice.
So you can see when we look through. Now, the other thing I've done here, you can see it's shiny.
Yeah.
I've done this, so I've put already our, now all I've done, because I want to make it into a shaker card, this would have just took me too long to do.
Yeah.
So what I did was already put these pieces all the way around. Now, because you don't want to lose your gems to the bottom of the card, it's really good just to have a bit of patience and go around that design with your shaker foam.
And you can then obviously put different coloured shakers inside the different compartments.
Yeah, you can do. I'm not, just for quickness, I'm not going to. I've got some just sequins to sprinkle in there, but I just wanted to get this one done, because when I prep this one, I didn't prep a finished card because it takes a lot of time for demo purposes, to put all these little pieces in. So it's quite good just to, so I've got my rose gold just gems from one of my packs. We do sequins on the website, so you will be able to find them. And I'm just going to really sort of put a few in to those extra pieces. So some of those pieces are quite small. Let me just, and you're probably thinking, why did you take the foam tape off? But actually, you're better to take the foam off first, because it's very easy to start to knock it. So all we're going to do is pop this into here.
We got a winner for the demo.
Have we?
Yeah.
I'm literally just going to sprinkle a couple more, that will do. And then I've just got a piece of acetate, which we're going to stick over the top. You're probably thinking, why has she got some red liner tape? But I realised afterwards I didn't need the red liner tape. But rather than waste another piece of acetate, you won't see that. So when you've got to take that all off, you've got then that shaker card element. And then we've just got our piece on the front here. Let's stick this one together. And then that very quickly makes our last card. It's a long time since I've got 6 demos into a show, Ben, and I'm so pleased because there are so many and a dozen more and more on top of that with using your embossing folders.
Yeah.
So please get them out, have a play. If you've bought any off the show today, then definitely try out some of those techniques. Remember, you can watch us back, which is a great thing. So let's pop that in, and then there we go. That's
boom.
Our card.
I tell you what, that is a lovely card again. And actually, talking about you can watch the show back, Angela Krause has just said, I've saved the show to my project playlist, which is amazing. And Craig Rancourt says, thank you, Ben and Debbie. Great show. And the embossing folders are coming out. And Wilma has just said, how does Debbie not get absolutely covered in the ink like I do when I use the ink pads?
I have just learned how to be a very tidy crafter.
Flora Lawson says, I'll spend my weekend watching all the shows from Crafter's Companion that I couldn't watch during the week. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. You can always catch up on all the shows. They're always there on Facebook for you. They're always there on YouTube. So you can go back to, well, day dot and watch the shows. What was the winner of the demo of the show, though? See, I would have stuck this one, but I changed because I didn't want to have 2 people voting for the same card. So I'm putting this one down as a win. Very popular 4.
I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it is very pretty, isn't it? And I think the blue makes it very bold. And using those 2 folders on one card just creates such a different type of card. So I'm glad you loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie, for a brilliant show. Thank you for all your inspiration and help and tips. And it's been brilliant. A really good show, isn't it? Hopefully you're going away with lots of ideas. I know you certainly are. And if you haven't picked up anything yet on the show, now is the time to be buying, particularly if you want that craft box. That is going to disappear, I'm sure, in between shows. And thank you to Christine Mahoney. I would never have guessed this. Her costume, an angel floating on a cloud. I would have been here till this day next year trying to guess that one, Christine. I don't know. I'm going to go for a lie down. I'm also going to go and find Sydney the Spider, so he's here in the Craft House. And we're back for the Craft House in 2 hours' time, which is Animal Antics. We've got loads of great stamp and die collections with all of your favourite animals and 2 cheeky monkeys to bring the show to you in a couple of hours. But check out those baskets, enjoy the next couple of hours, and come back here, won't you, at 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific for some more crafty fun. Bye for now.